Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. We are on day 3. Yes, day 3 of the construction of the pond built here in the back of Villa Feliz. Guys came bright and early this morning. They were actually here before 8 o'clock. They normally start at 8 o'clock. So you can see, clearing up some of the soil that was dug up yesterday afternoon, the pile that was there, and digging some new area. I want to show you some details here in just a minute, how they're kind of defining and detailing the areas that are going to be our features later on in the swimming pool. Let's go ahead and get today's episode started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Now, before we get started today, taking a look at the pool, we can't ignore some of the things that we normally show inside the backyard. Now, here's our Cavendish bananas. I want you to see how well they're starting to develop. I'm thinking we're probably around 60 days out before these will actually be ready. So right after the completion of the pool build, we'll have some fresh bananas back here as well. Right over the swimming pool right here. I don't know what we're going to do about this. We're going to have to put some kind of support to kind of pull this guy back, because normally we stick a piece of bamboo like you can see right here and it does the support, but it's going to have to get out of the way because we're going to continue building over here. Also back over here, and Lantundan is doing well as well. You can see we have lots of bananas going on and other things that are growing here in the backyard, and life with nature goes on. Now, before we get into what I was saying earlier about talking about a couple of the details that you can see them defining right now, I want to talk about some of the comments that people make. And I got to thank you guys for doing so many great comments. There's a lot of good collaboration going on, people making recommendations and things that we consider. And that's what this channel is all about, is it's feedback. Everybody puts something in. Hopefully somebody gets something good out of it. So if somebody made a mistake somewhere, they can talk about that mistake and somebody else can avoid the mistake. Oh, I just heard the doorbell. I think we have a Lazada delivery. Hold on a moment. Oh.
From Amazon, guys.
Oh, this is not Lazada. This is actually Amazon.com. I got to tell you, if you're in the Philippines, years ago it was tough to get something from Amazon. Nowadays, things are really catching up really fast. If you order something, I just ordered this. I ordered this product 1 week ago, or maybe 5 days ago, and you can see it came in, and the prices are coming down for shipping and customs. They're coming down a lot. I don't know if the pandemic has anything to do with it, but it's working. It's working really well. So if you are in the Philippines and you never did order from Amazon.com before, you might want to readdress it and see. It might be affordable and might open you up to products that you can't get over here. I don't know. I apologize for the interruptions, but this is real life, and we put everything on the channel here. So as you can see, Amazon is leaving. Lazada is just right at the back end. Magandang umaga. So good.
Hello po, magandang umaga. Lazada po.
Lazada.
Kay Mami sa Tarapana.
Both? Both?
Thank you po.
Salamat.
Salamat po.
And nothing for me, both for Ness. Ness orders on Lazada all the time, but so do I. They're convenient, they're safe, and most of the time you get a pretty good product. All right, sorry for the interruption. We got that out of the way. I think that's all our deliveries for today. So where were we? Oh, I think we were talking about comments that you put in. One of the comments people are asking has to do with selection of salt water versus fresh water or chlorinated water for your swimming pool, and why did we make whatever choice that we did. Well, we took both of them into consideration, and there are pros and cons to both. I think probably the major categories of the pros and cons. Let's talk about salt water. Well, salt water is better for your health. It's better for your skin, but it's also kind of harsh. It's kind of harsh on any equipment because you know salt is corrosive, and we already have a lot of problem with corrosion just from the humidity over here. Also, some of the filtration and pump systems might vary between the two styles of water that you decide to choose. But one good thing, other than the health benefit with salt water, it's very inexpensive to maintain. The annual maintenance costs are very, very low because pretty much you just kind of add some salt every now and then. Now let's talk about the chlorinated water. The chlorinated water is a more expensive system. The annual maintenance on that, mainly because of the chemicals that you have to put inside to treat your swimming pool, could be much higher. In the U.S., probably, maybe somebody can tell me, but probably I'm thinking $500 or $600 a year for the maintenance, the stuff that you put inside there, and monitoring things like your pH level and all of that. But the benefit to me, and that's when we talked about it, is when we want to go into a swimming pool, we're hot and sweaty in the yard, we want some relief, we want to cool off, and when we get out of the pool, we want to feel refreshed and don't feel like we have to go underneath a shower right away and clean, which is normally what you have to do with salt water. I like that freshwater feeling. I like freshwater lakes, I like freshwater pools. So that was really the basis behind our decision with freshwater. Now, I know you're looking at this tree right here, and you're looking at the palm tree right there, and you're looking at the cacao tree over there. And you're probably saying, James, you probably shouldn't be making a pool and putting trees because of the roots down there. We've had several people that have written about that. But you know, they have built pools next to trees. They have built pools with trees inside the center when they build like a concrete plant around it. It's all done in the past, and if you build your pool properly, it's okay. And it all depends on the type of tree, type of root that you have, the size of the root that you expect it to go, and if you plan on doing aggressive pruning to your tree, because normally your roots go out about as far as the umbrella of your tree. So like the mango tree, we'll talk about the mango tree. Normally when you would fertilize, you want to fertilize towards the end of the roots. So you look at the canopy, you look straight down the canopy, and most of your fertilization would go on the outside in that area. Of course, we have grass right here, so it's kind of difficult to do that, but the mango seems to be doing well here as well. So if you do aggressive pruning, like we'll do on the cacao, like we'll do on the mangosteen right here, it will limit somewhat the root expansion. Plus, roots are also, they look for water. If you have a very good sealed pool, which this is going to have an exterior form of the concrete hollow blocks, which isn't really what's going to hold the water, and then on the inside it's going to be like a skeleton, and it's going to be covered with cementous waterproof concrete or a mortar mix. Then as long as it can't find any water, you have no cracks in your pool, it won't be reaching out for that and causing any problem. That is the plan. I'm not the expert, so we're going to find out over the years, and we'll continue to report to see if we have any problems or not. As you remember, we had a major problem when our contractor built the cistern underneath the raised bed garden. The cistern, they did no waterproofing, or they did the wrong type of waterproofing. We had all kinds of problems, and it ended up costing us quite large sum of money to fix that, to make it to where it's waterproof. But now it's done. We had a great company. We talked about them in an earlier video. If you ever need any repair of any type of situation where you're trying to retain water, even with a swimming pool, the company that we have in the earlier video, you should refer to that, and I highly recommend them. So I want to talk about one more thing before. I don't want to bother these guys. They're working really hard, and I don't want to interrupt them, but I want to talk about one more thing, and it has to do with our detail. And you'll see what they're already doing to define some of the lines and the borders and the features inside, and they're starting at this stage of the build. Now as you can see, this area is going to be the 5-foot. Where you see the 2 PPR, the white pipes up there, that is going to be the bridge. But in front of the bridge, there's also going to be a secondary wall. There's going to be 2 walls in that area right there, as will be here where the end of the bridge is. So here's going to be the wall for the exterior of the swimming pool, the figure 8 portion. But it's also, there's going to be another support wall that comes in and around here and meets on the other side of it here, which is going to be the foundation and to support, additional support for the bridge. Because this type of bridge that we're having here, normally when you do something and it's kind of like, well, my fingers are a real bad example, but if it's like that, the type of design is when you push down on the center, all the weight on the top up here, it's going to be very strong as opposed to the opposite side when it's in this direction right here. But what we're going to do at each end, so my finger and my finger over here, we're going to have additional, so it's going to be flat. It's going to be flat for a while with all the support. Then we're going to have a small jump over and then go to the flat side over there. So we have plenty of support, and we won't have so much flexing of the concrete, because actually concrete will flex with the rebar inside. When you see all those bridges, the suspension bridges and everything that on major highways and the infrastructure, there is flexing that goes on inside there, but if it's built properly with the correct steel rebar support on the inside, it allows for that, and you have minimum cracking when you have stuff like that. All right, well, that's enough for out here. We're gonna let them do their work for a while, and we'll come back and we'll revisit the progress in just a little bit. Well, our normal afternoon of rain during rainy season, but they sat around for a while waiting for it to slow down, and it's still raining. The guys are still working. I'm trying to get a drone shot for you. Every time I bring the drone out, it starts raining out. I wanted to get it towards the end of the day, so you kind of got to see what they did over the day today, and they actually dug quite a bit. If it stops raining and I get a break, we'll do a quick drone overview. All right, well, it's time for the end of the day wrap up. We had a little bit of rain today. We got a lot of digging going on. And again, it's going to be a lot of digging over the next week. I hope you don't get tired of digging. But when you see the digging, you get to see a lot of the progress. And it's interesting. It's interesting to follow. I'm having fun. I'm having fun watching these guys build this pool. I am not nearly as hands-on. I'm zero hands-on. Zero, except for if they ask questions about where borders need to be, how big do I want, say, where the palm is, when they're going to build the planter around it. I'm there for that kind of assistance. But since I kind of messed up my ribs here the other day, and I really don't want to get involved on this project right here. I really want to sit back and just watch it from like second person viewing back here. I'm really enjoying this. No hurry. Again, something I didn't bring up earlier has to do with many of the questions people ask, and I think I talked about it already, and it has to do with why didn't we put an excavator? Why didn't we bring somebody in with a big digger and dig all this out in one afternoon? Well, again, it has to do with employing people. We are big promoters of hoping that we can provide funds to some of the workers inside here that provide needed funds to their families. Because even though there's only 8 or 9 or 10 of these guys here, when you talk about the family members that they have with kids and moms and dads and grandmas and Lolas and Titos and all these kinds of stuff, the 10 people here could probably be supporting like 100 people. And every little bit helps, so we don't mind. It's not that big of a project. Only a scope of maybe 30 to 45 days. So let's go ahead and do a quick wrap up. Let's look deep down inside the dig out inside the earth, and then we'll close for today. Well, this just seems to be the best vantage point for viewing over here by the raised bed garden, looking inside the dig out, the cutout, which will eventually be the deep side of the swimming pool. They went a little deeper right here. That's where they left it yesterday. That's when they came in this morning. They were at that level. You can see all the progress around the palm tree. And they asked me how wide did I want the soil base around it, and they said, will this be okay? And I think that'll be okay. I'm not really sure how wide this type of a palm it gets. I don't think it gets super big, and I think it'll be okay. If we want to, we can plant some little plants around the bottom, some color inside there as well. The next level that they go from here, they're working, this is the 4-foot side, and they are working over to where that little pipe is over there. That's where that little 10-inch pad is going to be. So they still got a big chunk to do. I imagine most of this area, if they continue going here without messing with this area, a lot of this will get done, if not all of this spot right here, tomorrow. Now they also have to be very careful because I mentioned it earlier, there is an underground irrigation system that's only maybe about 10 inches, 8 inches deep in the ground, and it goes about this area to the head that is right over there. They're about to get to it. They're within, I don't know, about 10 inches or less over in this area right here. So I will make sure that they don't damage that pipe. We have to reroute that pipe. So yeah, everything looks really good. Well, we're going to close from up here on the back porch, overlooking our big hole in the ground, muddy hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Muddy hole in the ground. I have
another hole in the ground.
But I have a vision.
How many holes in the ground are you going to make?
This is 2 big holes we put in the ground on this property here. But they all, from the holes in the ground, grew something wonderful, and we're hoping this is going to be the case again for this second hole in the ground. Now before we close for today, we have a couple of birthday shout outs. We haven't done any birthday shout outs in a while, and when people write in, we try our best to stay on top of this. Now our birthday shout. Now I got to tell you, today is actually here that we're recording this. This is Friday, October 9th. Yeah. But we are 1 day behind. It has to do with the editing and us preparing for the next following day. And so right now we are 1 day behind. So this episode is actually going to be published and viewed on October 10th, which is why we want to wish a happy birthday for a special someone, a special little someone from the 10th or on the 10th. It's going to be October 10th, Saturday. And this goes out to you, Bella.
Bella!
Bella is a young lady who is turning 3 years old on Saturday, on October 10. And her grandmother just wanted to make sure we got a special birthday shout out to this special young lady in her life. And that special someone who wants to make sure that Bella gets that special greeting for today. Whether she watches, a 3-year-old watches our channel or not, I hope she does. But it's from her grandmother, Rose Robles. And she has been a very long time subscriber.
Thank you, Rose.
From a long, long time ago. So anyway, from us and your grandma, Rose, to you, Bella, we want to wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bella!
And we have one more special birthday shout out to send out to another someone that's very special. And it's very special to us. Not that all of you aren't special to us, but this is someone who's special to us because he is our son.
Yes.
And this is a special birthday shout out for tomorrow, which will be today, October 10th, to our son, Shohei.
Shohei, miss you.
And I don't think he likes us telling everybody what his age is. He's a very private person. So we're going to just say he is 20-something. 20-something. So anyway, we want to wish you, Shohei, if you're watching. I don't even think Shohei watches our channel.
No, he's in Guam.
He's in Guam. Anyway, we want to wish our son, Shohei, a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Shohei. Love you.
And you probably see over my shoulder another very special, what we call our little boy around here, because where is he? I just saw him.
Oh,
he's in the mud. I think he's already inside the swimming pool with the mud. I keep telling him, don't go inside. Hey,
he'll not be in the house.
Right there he is.
You're in the house.
He's the first family member here in the swimming pool before it's a swimming pool. But he's not coming in the house because he is. Oh, he's tracking. Oh. He's got a very guilty look on his face. And I got to clean up this mess from him going down inside there. Look at that guilty look on his face. Anyway, so we are going to close for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you enjoy us continuing on with this build. It's fun. I hope you're having fun with us while we're doing the build as well. And we're learning something every day. And thanks again to all those who are sending in us suggestions. I've talked with the assistant to the contractor about some of these things. We're going to bring it up again tomorrow. There's something that I've got a big question about, and I'm going to ask the contractor something that one of you suggested that would make this pool a better build. So we'll see. That'll be hopefully in the next episode. So we are going to close for now. Like I keep saying, if you enjoyed today's episode, please give us a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MPID dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen.
Yes.
You will be subscribed and you will be notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time, from here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.